Hello and welcome back to this channel. My name is Muhammad, and today we are talking about a childhood game that is played around the world called Statues. It's also known as Red Light, Green Light in North America. And in the United Kingdom, it's also called Grandma's or Grandmother's Footsteps or Fairy Footsteps. Statues is a popular children's game that is played in different countries around the world, and there are different variations in different regions. The general rules of statues is that one person is the curator or it, and the rest are statues. The curator will stand. The game is played on this long piece of area, so that curators on the it is on one side, statues are on the other. The curator will stand on one end of the field while the statues start at the other end. When the curator faces away from the statues have to race towards the curator. But when the curator turns to look towards the statues, they must freeze in place for however long the curator stares at them. The ick could even move closer to the statues to inspect them, though the statues are able to move if the curator would to turn away, i.e., facing away from the statues. If the statues were to move in any way, and if the curator were to see them move, then they have to move back to the start or they're just eliminated. If someone manages to tag the curator, they become the curator and then the game resets. There are different variations of statues. One of them is, you know, become really popular, known as red light, green light. Its name obviously referring to traffic lights. Its rules are somewhat similar to statues, with the main objective tagging the curator, or in this case, the caller, becoming the caller, and then resetting the game. Like statues, red light, green lights played on a long field or just a long space. The caller will stand on one end while the player stands in the other end, just like statues. Unlike statues, however, while the caller looks away, the caller has to shout out green light, signaling the other players to try and advance towards the caller. And while turned away, the caller can shout out red light, telling the players to stop and allowing the caller to look back towards the players, try and observe movement. This process will repeat until one of the players tags the caller. The caller can call out red light or green light as fast as they like to try and catch the players moving. There also tends to be different levels of how stringent the callers could be of someone's movement, either allowing large body movement so long as the feet are planted, or they restrict most movements, even facial movements such as like smiling suddenly. The only exceptions are blinking and breathing. There is a variation of red light, green light as well that modifies it as like a team exercise. It plays mostly by red light, green light rules. But if anyone moves, but if the caller were to see anybody move during the red light, the whole team has to return to the start. And instead of trying to tag the caller, the objective is to steal something that is placed near the it. Once someone steals the object, it must be hidden by that person to hide it away from the caller while they try to return to the area of their starting point. If the caller managed to guess successfully who has the object, then the whole team must return to the start. Now, as I said, there's like different variations of statues. One of them is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is a variation of statues where the player is playing Pooh, the curator, and usually leans against the wall and has to shout one, two, three, Winnie the Pooh, stop. So it's long enough for the player to reach some distance. Because of the rhyme it provides in Bulgarian. Yeah, this is the Bulgarian version of statues. Before turning to face the players. So they say 1, 2, 3, Winnie the Pooh, stop before they turn to face the players. And whenever a player tags Pooh, they have to run so that the it doesn't catch them or Pooh doesn't catch them. And if they manage to go back to the wall where Pooh was leaning before, it catches them. They become Pooh, and the game starts over. There are many other names across the different places. Like in Canada, the names is Go Go Stop, and Malaysia, yeah, Puku Barapa Datu Harimau. But I think these are just other names of either statues or red light, green light. But yeah, me and my siblings played this game quite a bit, but what we mostly just played the red light, green light. Uh don't think we've ever played much of statues. But I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching if you're still watching, and goodbye.